What they don't want you to know about ancient Greece. The Greeks saw advances in art, poetry, and technology, making important contributions to philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. They were known for their sophisticated sculptures and architecture, inventing the Olympics, and giving rise to early democracy. Greek culture influenced the Roman Empire and many other civilizations, and it continues to influence modern cultures today. Yet many people don't know this dirty little secret that lies underneath the sophisticated and sexy society. So let's dive right in and examine up and close the nasty details no one ever told you about. Please beware before you continue with this video because there is no turning back after what we reveal to you. Also, make sure you had a very light meal, we don't want you to throw up everything you just ate. So before any further ado, and disclaimers aside, let's begin. Number 1. Doctor visits. We're not sure how your last checkup went, but during Greek times, hearing phrases such as, "Let me taste your earwax, and I will tell you what is wrong with you," was a very common occurrence. A doctor would need to taste your bodily fluids to assess and then determine the kind of illness you were experiencing. It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? The ancient Greeks believed that to diagnose illness, they'd take a sample of your vomit, excrement, aka the waste matter discharged from the bowels, or phlegm, by taking a sip. Since every bodily fluid had a specific taste, and if the taste of that particular fluid varied widely from what they thought it should taste, that would indicate a problem or growing illness that needed fixing. For example, according to Hippocratic medicine, urine was supposed to taste like fig juice. So if you felt a little under the weather, your doctor would take a little sip, and if your urine wasn't tart enough, he knew there was a problem. Cha-ching. This method incorporated other techniques besides that of tasting of earwax and the like. It incorporated running the doctor's fingers through your mucus in addition to tasting your earwax. The methods depended on the condition the doctors were trying to diagnose. The one question I have is who diagnosed these doctors when they got ill? And what about cures? The doctors also had great solutions for curing you of illness. The Greeks used a process called bloodletting, which means to release illnesses from the body. The process entailed making an incision and letting the affected blood leak out slowly. For serious afflictions, they'd resort to leeches, ironically, leading to further death. Women and illness. Women suffering from female issues were ordered to drink a mix of roast mule excrement and wine. Yummy. Number 2. Bathroom breaks. Today, you adorable people wipe your little butts with toilet paper, a 16th century invention. Aren't inventions great? But have you ever wondered what they used back in the day to clean up after themselves? We have, and we found out they wiped their butts with stones. That's right, you heard it from us. Toilet paper is only a recent luxury, don't you feel like royalty now? Like the Romans, the Greeks would sometimes clean themselves with a sponge attached to a stick. These sticks were kept in buckets of water for reuse, even in public. Sharing is caring. But not every Greek was so lucky to clean themselves with sponges. Most Greeks wiped with pebbles and smooth stones, which were difficult to come by. They kept a pile of pebbles at their lavatories and grated hard stone against their bodies to clean up. In a pinch, shattered pieces of pottery were used. Some even etched the pieces with their enemies' names. That will show them. Is it a coincidence that most of them had hemorrhoids? You be the judge. Number 3. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. The phrase, "you must suffer to look beautiful," gets a whole new meaning with what we are about to reveal to you. Today, almost every celebrity, actor, and public figure go through painful plastic surgeries, endless injections, and expensive facial creams to obtain the eternal fountain of youth, accentuating their beauty and poise. The Kardashians are notorious for making a successful career from showcasing flawless skin and endless beauty. But what price are you willing to pay for this endless fountain of youth? If we could guarantee you a magic beauty solution with less downtime and puffiness, would you agree to it? Introducing our ancient Greek secret. Feces in a bottle. Coming to a store near you. According to ancient Greek times, it was customary for women to head down to the nearest farm and find some fresh dung to sink their faces into. Well, why didn't we think of that? The Greeks further recommended treating scars around the eyes by applying a little crocodile dung as eyeshadow. Levigate the dung of the land crocodile with water, a Greek medical document recommends, and anoint. Oh, what we do for beauty. But wait, what about laser hair removal? The Greek culture expected smooth hairless skin. The only difference is that they didn't have the same technological advances as we do. And they didn't have any razors to purchase. But not to worry, the Greeks had the perfect solution. They would pluck hairs one by one until they achieved a desired smooth appearance. For really accurate results, they would burn the hair from their bodies. It makes you want to go back in time. Doesn't it? Number 4. Hygiene. Personal hygiene is how you care for your body. This practice includes bathing, washing your hands, brushing your teeth, and more. Bathing and brushing your teeth are a common daily occurrence for most of us, that is. And we do it with the aid of our favorite smelling soaps and minty mouthwash. But what happens when we run out? Not a problem here. The Greeks had the perfect solution. Introducing urine as a mouthwash. We are certain that the ammonia in urine can kill bacteria just as well as alcohol can. Rinsing with human urine was a daily practice encouraged by some ancient Greeks. They believed it could make their teeth less yellow. I wish we could have thought of that. And what about the soap, you ask? Who needs soap when you can share bath water with others? Public bathing was a common practice even among the wealthiest citizens. The Greeks would stew themselves in strangers' fluids without rinsing afterward. Those lucky bastards, it almost sounds like a spa treatment. Doesn't it? Number 5. Clothes. What about a clean set of clothes after a refreshing shower or bath? The Greeks had the perfect solution. Introducing clothes filled with bugs and lice. There were no washing machines back in the day and sanitary conditions were non-existent. Poorer Greeks were limited to shirts and pants made of cheap materials, like wool. These garments were uncomfortable and acted as a breeding ground for bugs and lice. I'm feeling itchy. Number 6. Public figures. Athletes have been idolized for centuries. We'd love to be them, look like them, and have the mental and physical stamina to have what it takes to win it all, just like they have. To feel closer to the winning plate, we attend their sports events and buy their memorabilia. But what if there were an even better way to feel close to the athletes we so love and admire? Forget about collecting their photos, trading cards, or buying their jerseys, we are talking about getting even closer by owning their sweat. That's right, wealthy Greek individuals would buy the athlete's sweat, believing it to be with healing properties, and used as medicine. What's even more fascinating is how their sweat was collected. Greek athletes would train butt naked and cover themselves with oil before their training and gaming events. They would usually be covered in filth and sweat and would let the poor slaves clean them up by scraping all of the sweat, filth, and dead skin off their bodies and onto containers, savoring their Olympian energy. These scrapings would then be sold as medicine, to relieve aches and pains. Surely if it worked for the athletes, it can work for the commoners. If nothing else, though, the Greek people, after rubbing sweat and dirt on their skin, got to smell like an Olympian. How are you doing so far? Can you stomach another fun fact? You can do it, we believe in you. And while we're mentioning slaves, let's discuss. Number 7. Slaves in Greek society. The Greeks took their jobs very seriously and inflicted the same values on their slaves. This meant that if you were a slave, you had to fulfill your job dutifully and be 100% dedicated to your master. Eliminating sexual distractions would help accomplish just that. The Greeks made their slaves wear chastity belts to prevent sexual excitement. Both men and women were forced to wear painful metal rings on their private parts. This process was called infibulation. The metal ring was shut so tightly that getting excited would be painful, and can only be taken off with a key that your master kept. And if you thought this was bad, complete mutilation was on the table for problematic slaves. Yikes. Number 7. Women in Greek society. When it came to women's rights, let's just say that the Me Too movement wouldn't have taken back in Greek times. Ancient Greece wasn't exactly the most progressive country. They didn't believe in listening to what women had to say. And so the ancient Greeks had some pretty weird ideas. When it came to birth control, magical theories that prevailed, such as rubbing oils on a woman's private part, can be used as a preventative birth control method. When this didn't work, the Greeks had even better solutions for aborting a child: squat down and sneeze the pregnancy away. This almost feels as ridiculous as the funny scene out of the movie, My Greek Wedding. Where a kooky Greek dad uses Windex, a common household cleaning product, as a cure for all illnesses from psoriasis to poison ivy. Moving on, once abortion did not work, and women couldn't sneeze away their pregnancy, and therefore gave birth to a human child. Another smart test was performed to measure the newborn's abilities. Babies were tossed into buckets of wine to test their strength and durability. We're speechless. Number 8. Death. And if you think what we've told you until now is far-fetched, let us discuss how the Greeks viewed death. Greeks feared the zombie apocalypse, and to prevent the uprising of specific members of society from coming back to life, they chopped off their limbs and used heavy stones to keep them 6 feet under. You can never be too sure. And the last fun fact. Number 9. The Greeks invented the vulgar middle finger. Thank the ancient Greeks next time you accidentally cut someone off in traffic. Okay, beautiful people. I don't know about you, but if I would have a time machine, I wouldn't use it to go back to ancient Greek times. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, so that you can be notified when we release new videos.